G'day, welcome back to the channel. My name's Brett, and today I just thought I'd like to do a bit of a video on the apps, the phone apps that I use while I'm here in Thailand. It's not a very comprehensive explanation, it's just a list of the apps that I use, a small description, and yeah, it's not trying to tell you what to use or what not to use. It's just what I use and what helps me get through life here day to day in the village. Okay, here it is. I hope you enjoy it, and maybe it'll be helpful. Who knows? Number one, Lazada is the first app that I'll talk about. I use this for purchasing many things, from food items, spices, etc., to any household items, kitchen appliances, computer cables, etc. And this is also where I use my Latitude credit card, and I've had no problems up to date, but you can do cash on delivery. This is my VPN provider, Surfshark. I've tried free ones and other paid ones, but this one seems to do the job for me. I have it on my phone, my iPad, my laptop and my TV, and so far it's worked really well. I mainly use it for Australian channels, but you can use it anywhere for any VPN anywhere in the world. This app I use for finding out what the current exchange rate is. It's XE Money. I generally check it before I do any money transfers from Australia to Thailand. This is the Wise app. It's the one I use for transferring money from my Australian bank account, which is my ING account, through to Thailand, through to my Bangkok bank account. When I'm doing my transfers, I choose the type as long-term stay in Thailand. I find that it gives me one of the best rates going around. The fees are minimal, and I've been very, very happy with this company. This is the Goda app. I've been using this app for a long time now. Generally now I use it for looking for accommodation and finding out the prices. As I'm traveling around Thailand, I will pick a place, go to the place, find out what it is just walking in off the street, and then compare it to the Agoda rate. Sometimes the walk-in rate is higher or lower. Sometimes the Agoda one is higher or lower. So I pick the best one and go with that. This is the app that I use for my flights. It's called Skyscanner. Mainly when I was flying between Thailand and Australia, or Bali and Australia. I don't use it so much these days because all the flights are with a second partner or a second company. So in this day and age, you have to be careful with cancellations. So I haven't used this during the pandemic, but I did use it frequently before and found it very useful, and got good rates. Good prices. This is the Bolt app. It's for ride sharing. I haven't actually used this one yet, but apparently it's used extensively around Pattaya and Jomtien. Very good rates, I believe. I will try it once I get down to Jomtien area. If I've had a few drinks, better to be safe than sorry and take a ride share rather than your own vehicle. This is the Grab app. I have used this for ride sharing in the past, but mainly what I do when I'm traveling Thailand now is I use it for food delivery. There are other companies around, Panda, Lineman, etc., but I've always used Grab and been very happy with the service. This is the AIS app. They're my phone provider here in Thailand. I've been with them for a number of years now and found them to be a pretty good company. What I used to do was, before I left Thailand, I would top up my phone, especially for calls, and I would top it up for until when I thought I'd be back, so I could retain my Thai phone number, which is attached to certain other companies and things that I carry out, business I carry out here in Thailand. I also have data with AIS. I usually get a 6-month plan, costs me about 15 to 1800 baht, and it's reasonably good speeds. And if I'm out driving around traveling, I use, helps me with Google Maps and the like. So yeah, data plans are pretty good with the AIS. You can either top up online, or you can visit one of the many AIS stores throughout Thailand, usually in the larger shopping centres. This is Viber. It's a system of being able to make phone calls worldwide. I don't use this much. It's my son's preferred platform, so he uses this. So if I get a notification from Viber, I know it's my son. This is the Facebook Messenger app, and I use this app to stay in contact with my friends. You can just do a normal call, or you can video call. I also contact my daughter with this app in Australia, and it's very handy. I also order my tinnies orders, pies and pasties from Pattaya. Very, very useful. I do a bank transaction from my Bangkok bank account to tinnies. Usually a pretty smooth transaction, and I've been happy with it so far. This is Line. It's another communication app. I use this one mainly for ordering medications from Fasino. Has been very handy. The Fasino is in Pattaya, so I contact them through the Line app, and they get my medicines to me. This app is WhatsApp. I don't use this much. I have one friend that likes to use it, so I keep it active. But it's not a highly used app from my perspective. This one is the Google Translate app. I don't use it very often. Sometimes it has a few problems with the translation, so I'm lucky I have a Thai partner and I can just ask her. This app here is the Department of Land Transport license app, and it's quite handy. It gives you a digital copy of your driver's licenses, and on your driver's license it also has your passport number. So very handy for using as ID in a digital format, meaning you don't necessarily have to carry your physical licenses around with you. This app is a QR reader and scanner. This is just a standard one. There's plenty out there. They are handy if you are traveling and you go to historical sites. They'll have little signs with a QR code on there. If you scan it, it will give you information of that site or that particular ruin or whatever it might be. You can also scan brochures or anywhere where there's a QR code, and it usually will take you to the website that will then give you information on that product. So I don't use it often, but it is handy sometimes. This is the Thai lottery app. I like to buy a ticket here and there, so this is a way of checking it. You can also just do a Google search for Thai lottery results, and you can type your number in and it'll tell you whether you win or not. Generally mine says, sorry, not a winner this time. If you intend travelling around Thailand, this is probably the handiest app to have. I use Google Maps extensively while I'm travelling around. Generally it's pretty accurate. Sometimes you'll come to a dead end, but most of the time it's pretty good. And yeah, I've used it over the last 2 or 3 years since I've been driving around Thailand, and I've found it very, very useful. This one is your Mojo. This is my phone account in Australia. I generally have a dual SIM phone where I have my Thai SIM card and I also have my Australian SIM card. And so when I'm travelling back to Australia, I have the ability to call or use data as soon as I get off the plane. It's pretty cheap to maintain, and it's backed by Optus. This is my Bankwest app. It's connected to a bank account I have back in Perth, Western Australia. It's a credit card, but I actually put more money onto the card, so I'm able to draw money out without copping any fees. So it's basically used as a debit card and a backup in case I need it. It does have a good exchange rate worldwide as well, so yeah, good card to have. This is my Bangkok Bank app. I use it for checking balances, for transferring money. Quite a handy little app to have when you're carrying out bank transfers or checking how much money you've got left in that account. Okay, well that's the end of this one. Maybe you found something there that was useful. I hope so. It's just like I said at the beginning, it's just the apps that I use. I find them to be helpful. So anyway, I'll say cheers for now and thanks for watching. Bye.